お、来たね。
What's up, man? Hello. Thank you. No, it looks like the exact same game. They're putting less and less effort into them. It's also another developer entirely, so they quite literally are pulling a Call of Duty. Like, it actually is just Call of Duty. Let's get like 8 different studios to churn out these games because, you know, we want to get them out as fast as possible. I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. It's pretty much how it's always been. You look at the new Black Ops 7, they've got like 8 different studios working on that game, which is just crazy. So, I guess, it's another studio, and like the Berseria Remaster is okay, but it has a lot of problems. And it's been out for a few weeks now, and they haven't done like a single patch. I think what's worse is like really the only people that benefit from it are supposedly you can't get Berseria on PC if you're a native Japan citizen. So hopefully they get to play it on there, so at least there's some purpose to it, but it really doesn't look like upscale at all. It looks like the exact same game, and bare minimum of, you know, improvements. I really think that this is why Berseria 1 runs in Unity. I think that this is probably good evidence of why they did that. It was because they're trying to churn these out as quick as possible. I guess maybe it was worth investing in, but then I hear that Berseria 1 didn't sell well, and like a big reason for that is because you know, it doesn't have the second game, which makes no sense. There is no reason to not have the second game. They're on the same engine. They were released a year apart, but they want people to wait and pay again, which is more predatory than what I'm currently playing. It's just depressing, man. I really don't know what they're doing with this franchise. I think what's worse is that they like still don't make Switch 2 versions for the game, so it runs like worse. The only version that it's gonna run better than is the PS3 version of Berseria, which like no one played because Berseria came out in like 2016. So I think by that point, if you're serious about playing new games, you weren't buying new games on PS3 anymore. If there was any other option, at that point, you had PS4. PS4 version of the game is fine. It's not exactly an art style that's really going to look much better remastered anyway. It's very stylized and kind of medium budget, so I don't know what they're doing. I am probably not going to buy this one because I already put like 100 hours into that game ages ago. I put 100 hours in that game ages ago. It's the exact same thing. Like, they've done like the bare minimum and they want 40 bucks for it. They're out of their minds. There was a lot they could fix in that game too, especially like how slow you run. Like the hoverboard is useless. I would expect at least those things to be fixed. But knowing Bamco, it probably won't be. Zero faith that they will even do the bare minimum. Want maximum profits with no effort. It's like the thing that sucks about that game, if you actually play it, is the fact that the hoverboard is like painfully slow. It takes forever. I played the game with a triple run speed cheat, so I hope they're gonna do that minimum. At least they're doing something for the anniversary, though. Berseria not doing anything. They've done nothing for Berseria at all, like barely even an acknowledgement. Berseria was alright. A lot better with mods, but I mean that's pretty much every Tales game. That's pretty much every Tales game. Better with mods. It's got a lot of problems though. We'll have to look at the site and see like what exactly it is that they're changing. I don't really want to pay 40 bucks for that game again. I already have a native port of that game that runs fine. If for some reason I wanted to play it again, it's right there. They're also like not patching. They're not patching the Xelia remaster, so even if for some reason I wanted to buy it, it doesn't really give me a lot of confidence because it's an okay port. It's definitely not the worst it could be, but you know, if you're gonna charge that much, I would expect at least for the bugs to be fixed. The only port that they've done from this recent remastered Project Revival is the Graces one, but that's because they got Tosei to do it. Tosei is a legendary Shadow or Ghost developer that's been around for like 40 years. Like they did a very good job, but this is just starting to become like Call of Duty. It's the exact same problem. It's like they get different studios to do it, you know, and then like the quality is very inconsistent. That's been a thing in Call of Duty for like 15 years now, you know, because they need to have a game out every year. They get different studios to do it, and then like some of them are good, other ones are like barely playable, and that's what they're doing. Because this is another studio doing it. This is another studio doing the Berseria one. So they've had 3 different studios doing these, and they're trying to speedrun getting them out. And like the Zelia one, it's playable. It's not unplayable or anything, but I would expect them to actually fix things if they're gonna keep putting these out. But they're not doing that. They haven't done anything with it at all. It hasn't gotten a single patch, and the Switch version is a complete disaster. It like barely functions. So now they want to do that again. It's like, well, why do you want to do that again? They don't even make Switch 2 versions. That's what's nuts. They don't make Switch 2 versions for it. That would fix a lot of the problems. But like as it stands now, every single remaster they've done, except Berseria, has been worse than the original version, which is just all kinds of backwards. PS3 is like 20-year-old hardware. And there's like no excuse for it now. There's no excuse, because Switch 2 is out. And this is going to be the second remaster they're doing that has no native Switch 2 version. They don't even have an option to like make it run on cap. Like I feel really bad for the people that are playing it on there, because it's such a garbage version of the game that barely works. I heard a rumor on the Reddit today. No, I don't know if it has any kind of credibility, but I heard that they're doing Heartsaur after this. And if that is true, I forgive them. If that is true. But I don't know where that's from. I don't know if that's from like some kind of leak or whatever. But if that is true, that would put them back on track, because that's a game that like hardly anybody played. That gameplay-wise is one of the best games in the series. So, but I don't know if somebody's just making that up. I don't know if they're just making that up for clout or what, but that would be a step back in the right direction, because that's like, yes, it's been localized before, but you know, it was on the Vita, and it had like a barely non-existent print run, so a lot of people didn't play it. We'll see. In terms of whether I'm doing the Berseria remaster, I would be inclined to say no. I played that game to death when it came out. Like, I already did like a full tag combo focused run of that game like ages ago, like 10 years ago. So I don't know. It doesn't really have any value for me. But it does make a little bit more sense now, to be fair, like why they are porting the games to Unity. I think it's to get this done quick, because the sales are starting to really decline, and they're trying to do like the minimum amount of effort. They're trying to do the minimal amount of effort to get these out. That's really what it seems like. They don't want to put any effort into the ones that people actually want, that like don't have translations already. Like, they could easily do like Destiny remake. They could claim rights. They could claim rights of the fan translation. I've been in their Discord. They have openly admitted that they would do it. You know, meaning that the similar, it basically would be like what happens when you know, like an anime is fan subbed, but then the company comes in and they want to do it. You know, they have to you know, take it down and everything. They can't distribute it anymore, and they have to stop working on it. They said that they would actually do it. They would do it, and they wouldn't complain at all. I mean, like, obviously they're legally bound to comply if they get a cease and desist like that, but they want that too. The ball's in Bamco's court. They need to get their shit together and do something, but they don't seem to put any effort into Tales. They want to do the least amount of effort and squeeze us, milk us for every cent that we have, without putting in equivalent effort to actually make us want to give them money. So I'm gonna look at the site right now before I I start the next game because I'm curious. Like, what exactly did they even add? Like, did they add anything worthwhile? Is it really just the same game? Like, the game already looks fine. It looks as good as it's gonna look. I'm trying to find if anybody can find the site where this stuff is pointed out because it's not on their European site. I'll go ahead and look at it before I switch games. I can't believe it's coming out on PC. It's the same damn thing. I swear, man. I'm glad Ninja Gaiden is alive. Actually getting actual new games. Actually getting new games. Much higher quality remasters. Tails is getting complete trash. I'm trying to find the site. Give me a sec here. Uh, they've been treating Ninja Gaiden quite well. Samurai Gumbo, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They don't even make a Switch 2 version. How are you going to tell me that Bamco cannot get access to a dev kit? It is the lowest possible effort. Like, the thing you have to understand is like the Graces and Zelia remasters are actually worse than the original versions. Keep in mind, those games are on 20-year-old hardware. It's worse. The Wii version, which I played, you can find footage of me playing it way back then. The Wii version of Graces was 30 in fields and town and 60 in battle, and it like really didn't drop frames that much. And then Zelia was 30 in field and town, and then 60 in battle. Now, admittedly, a lot of people have been parroting. They've been parroting that the Zelia one ran at 60 on PS3. It was a target. It was a 60 FPS target. If you go back and you watch very specific parts of that game, it chugs. Like it was struggling. It lagged a lot. But still, it is worse. That's not an excuse. It is worse than the one that came out literally 14 years ago. And they're not even doing any kind of Switch 2 update. Like it's just baffling. I would expect that to be the minimum if you're going to charge this much for these games to at least have a Switch 2 version because that's like the main market that's going to be buying it because Nintendo fans did not have access to either of those games. Even Graces is kind of pushing it because it was Japan only and it was on the Wii. Yeah, you could go pirate it and stuff, but like how many people like actually did that because it was in full Japanese? Only the most hardcore people did that. It wasn't like people who pirate like a new AAA game that's in English or something. Like no one was doing that. No one was doing it. Oh, they need to really step it up. That should be like the bare minimum. And it's crazy that they're not even doing that. Anyway, while I'm yapping here, I'm trying to find the differences. I think I may have found it. Give me a sec. Alright, I found it. Well, see, the reason for that is because they lost the source code. The source code for the GameCube version of Symphonia has been lost, like, forever. For, like, an extremely long time. And, the only one that they have the source code for is uh, the PS2 version, which, as you already just said, is worse in every way. It's the worst version of the game, so that's why. But then, even then, you look at Kingdom Hearts. The exact same thing happened. They rebuilt the games from the ground up because they did not have access to some of the source code. They rebuilt them from the ground up, and there were problems. I remember when those remasters came out on PS4, and there were a lot of things that weren't working properly because putting it up to 60 FPS when it was the game logic was tied to 30. There were problems, but they fixed all of those things. They put in way more effort than Bamco is doing, and now those are the best versions of the games. Like nobody plays any other version of the game basically. The exception would be like people playing Nobody May Cry, or people who they like to speedrun the old versions. Like they actually made the ultimate versions of those games. Tails is not putting anywhere near that much effort. Anyway, what it says here is the grade shop's going to be available at launch. I mean, that's actually not bad. The objective marker is going to be there. Costumes, I mean, I don't really think that's worth a full $40. A bunch of costumes. You see here. What do they got here? Okay, so they did increase the movement speed. That actually is a big change because if you played this game for a long period of time, like I did like 3 playthroughs on this game when it came out, the worst thing about it is how slow you run. It is, as you can see in this screenshot, it is large expanses of nothing. It's not open world. It's not even open zone. It's just like really, really large instances, and you ran really slow. Now, full transparency, when I did the challenge run for this game, I did a full challenge run. I did like all the main story bosses with Just Velvet and Rokuro. I used like triple run speed because it legit would have taken like twice as long to play through that game. Because I had to make the saves, right? I put on triple run speed. If you've ever seen this game, the hoverboard, the hoverboard in this game is horrible. It legit gives you like a 5% movement speed bonus. And what was worse about it was the fact that most of the time when you were in an instance, you didn't have access to the hoverboard until you got to the end, and it was supposed to like make it easier to travel back, but the movement speed bonus was like almost unnoticeable. So it actually is nice that they are increasing it by 20%, and they're also doing it to the board. But at the same time, I just told you I did a run of this game, a challenge run 9 years ago, with triple run speed, and I solved that problem myself. So they're just gonna let you skip the grade farming, I guess. Uh, these are some nice changes, but is this really worth $40? I would say no. I wonder if skipping the cutscenes is going to be slower, because like on the Zelia remaster, skipping the cutscenes is slower because the menu legit has like a full like 60 frames or 30 or 60 frames of input lag. It's slower to skip the cutscenes now, so I hope that they at least fix that. Uh, be able to retry when losing a normal battle. I mean, that's decent. You know, if you do one of the notorious monster fights and you died, I guess you get it back. Being able to switch off encounters is nice. Uh, they definitely put some effort into it, but I don't know. I already played the game to death like 9 years ago, so unless I just have some huge surplus of money to spend on gaming in February, I'm not buying this. This is pretty interesting as well. This part got censored. If you're not aware, uh, in the international version of the game, meaning the English and all the other languages, when he impales Inominat at the beginning, this is what you see here. This is what you saw in the Japanese one, but now they're censoring it for both, which is very strange. I don't really think censorship guidelines for violence have barely even moved since 2016. They've gotten really Puritan with fan service and stuff in Japanese games, but I don't know. I don't know why do you need to do this? I guess it's because it looks like a child, but if you know the story, it's actually not a child. It is the usual $3,000 dragon Shota. But that's interesting that they're censoring that. Uh, it's not like it matters though. Some people aren't gonna buy it because of this. It's like, dude, you shouldn't buy it because the game is already readily available on PC. Like it's already on an evergreen platform. If you have a Steam Deck or any portable PC, you can play. And what's interesting is I'm going to point this out right here. I'm going to point this out before I stop ranting. Give me a sec. I'm going to point out something here that is like the main problem with them putting this on PC. Give me a sec. Now, what's happening here is they're jacking up the price because the remaster got announced because these key shops are scumbags. The historical low for this game is always on sale for $5. Like literally, you can skip Starbucks for one day and get a 80-hour JRPG. Like, literally, I'm poor, right? I've got my donation link here, and I definitely do need support. But like, even I could afford this, right? Now this is the historical low. But on official stores, it was $3. It's always on sale for $5. This was the exact same problem with the Symphonia remaster. Like the game is like that Symphonia on PC is $5 constantly, like all the time. So then they put it on Switch and they charge 8 times more than what you can get it on sale, like with very minimal effort on your part, and it's worse. Even not counting for the mods and stuff. What the heck are they doing, man? I like how the price has gone up. The price has gone up. I'm sure some of them are doing it because of the remaster announcement, but you could probably get a key from somebody. I'm sure some of us that are into these kinds of niche games probably know somebody who has a key they haven't redeemed. But yeah, they want to charge $40 and they've done barely anything, and it's always on sale. Let me look at the price graph. Let me see if they have it here. Uh, in any case, like it's always dirt cheap all the time. It is always dirt cheap. Anyway, let's go ahead and switch games. I'm done ranting. Hope you enjoyed. I get back to playing games now. No, see, that's the thing. If you release a game on Switch that is hard coded at 30 FPS, uh, they have to make a patch. Which is why a decent chunk of the Muso games that are on Switch, they just run better now by default. Specifically because they programmed them to be uncapped. Now, I don't think that they were doing any kind of future proofing when they did that, but it is the reason why a decent amount of the Switch games that are Muso on are like running at 60 FPS lock now. So, see, they weren't smart enough to do that. They weren't smart enough to do that, so now they're going to have to do patches. And given uh, how they've treated Xelia on Switch, I don't think that they will do any patches. It should just have a native version, or at least run uncapped so that they don't have to do a patch. People that make the decisions for Tails are imbeciles, and they do things that make them less money. They don't do things that actually make them money. That's exactly what it is. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to tell them, like, it would be a good idea if you made a Switch 2 version of this so that people could, play it on the newer hardware and at least have something comparable to how it ran on the consoles from 15 years ago, but they're not doing that. They're doing the opposite. The opposite is nothing. They haven't done anything with it at all. So I'm looking for the Switch 2 version upgrade, which is not available yet. I guess I have to wait until Friday. No, upgrading won't do anything. From what I heard, the port of Xelia is really bad on Switch. Like, it is... Besides the fact that it's worse than the old version, it's, like, very buggy and prone to crashing and stuff. And it's been out for, like, 2 weeks now, and they haven't done anything with it. They're doing everything they can to, drive people away from this franchise. They're doing, like, everything in their power to drive people away from it. I don't really understand. You would think with Arise doing so well that they would put more effort into it, but they really are doing the Call of Duty strat, which is we get like 8 different studios to make these games in conjunction, so that they constantly come out, but the problem with that is the quality is very inconsistent. The Graces remaster still was worse than the Wii version because you didn't get 60 FPS battles, but everything else about it was solid. If they had given Tosei the green light to like patch it, I'm sure that would actually be one of the better versions of the game. But like, I personally, I bought the Graces version, like frame 1. I bought it myself, and it runs perfect on Steam Deck. So does Xelia. So like, if they made a Switch 2 upgrade for that, it would literally run perfect. Because the Switch 2 and Steam Deck are actually pretty close in specs. I wonder if it's on the Australian eShop. Wonder if it's on the Australian eShop. Let me check. Let me check here. Maybe I can get it right now. I wonder if it's on the Australian eShop and I could just make an account really quick. And just grab it right now. I'm curious. Let me see. Otherwise, I'll have to wait until probably tomorrow. I do not see it on here. I'm not going to go through the trouble of making the account if it's not there. Nope, I don't see it on here. That's weird. Let me go back, actually. Let me try New Zealand. Let's try New Zealand. See if the classic New Zealand trick will work. I don't have a New Zealand account, but I would make one if it was available now. Nope, I'm drawing a blank. I don't see it. I don't see it on there either. I could try the Hong Kong accounts. Let me see if it's on the Hong Kong store. Let me see here. If it's on there, then I can probably access it now. I'm going to assume I can. Give me a second here. Game software. How the hell do I get to the shop? It's this like special site that I don't want. I just want the actual shop. Let me see here. I am not seeing it on the Hong Kong shop. The censorship is whatever. I don't really care about the censorship. I care about them. I care about them spamming these games, and the quality is just getting worse. It was pretty promising when Graces came out, because Graces port actually was quite good. Uh, but they're doing the Call of Duty formula, which is spam the games. Spam the games out as fast as possible. And like, as you know, the only way to do that is to basically have different studios working on it, which is clearly not working. That's quite literally what Call of Duty does and why those games are so inconsistent. It's the exact same thing. That is exactly what Call of Duty does. The people that like one studio that does them, they don't like the other one. So now we're getting that with weeb trash like Tales. We're gonna like the Tosei ports. Maybe the next remaster will be by Tosei, and they will actually do it properly. But all these other studios are cutting corners. Anyway, it doesn't seem to be up on any of the stores I'm looking at. Only one it's up on is the Japanese one. Anyway, yeah, I bought this for $1. I bought this for 100 yen, but I don't have the Japanese version, so it's not letting me play. I got the compatibility patch, but it's not letting me actually play it. Anyway, let's have to wait. Sorry, I tried. There's nothing I can do to get past it. We're gonna have to wait until they update the store. Because it's not on any of the shops that I have access to anyway. I did a pretty thorough investigation right now. Actually, there's like one more thing I can do. Give me a sec. Let's see here. Might be able to get it now. Give me a moment. Yeah, here. Yeah, I can't switch scenes right now, but it's only available on the Japanese eShop currently, so that's not happening. I would not even want anybody to donate for that, because I think there's a high chance my save wouldn't work.
One Piece 海賊無双4だ
So this is not the Switch 2 version. This is backwards compatible version. It's just pretty interesting because this game is a lot like Elden Ring. When Elden Ring released, people were playing the backwards compatible run because it ran better. I'm curious if this is actually going to run worse. I'm genuinely curious. Like, if you care about frame rate or you're sensitive to it like I am, like, is it going to run worse on the new one? There's a very high chance that it will. I really don't know what to expect from this. Because that was exactly how Elden Ring was until they patched it. People were just playing the backwards compatible one because it ran better. I haven't really been able to find any footage on YouTube. I looked before I started streaming. It's kind of drawing blanks, so I don't really understand. Never really thought Tails would get the Call of Duty treatment. That's pretty much what they're doing, though. Like, that's exactly what people hate about Call of Duty. Exactly what they're doing with Tails, which is we need to get these out as quick as possible. We don't care about quality. We're going to get studios with very varying skill and talents to spam these as quick as possible. That's something that's been plaguing Call of Duty for like 20 years now. Like, if you just like took a break and had the same studio do it, instead of having to have one out every year, like, those games would be a lot better. But now it's happening to weeb trash like Tails, which is both funny and depressing. I've heard the horror stories about the new Call of Duty. Surprised they didn't try to make a Switch version of that. Milk people for more money. For something that barely works. Wouldn't put it past them to do that. Like the Mortal Kombat 1, Switch 1 port, the game like barely ran and looked like a PS1 game. Anything but holding yourselves accountable for selling something that barely works and wanting full price for it. I don't know, maybe the randos doing the Berseria port will do a better job than Doki Doki Grooveworks, who... It's mostly minor things that could be fixed that's wrong with the Xillia port, but the fact that the Switch one is selling so well and they've done absolutely no patches on it at all in 2 weeks, or even like gone as far as making a tweet saying that they're working on it, is not a good sign of these getting any kind of post-launch support to fix things. But well, at least niche game fans and weeb trash lovers like me will get to experience what the Call of Duty cycle is like. Is the studio doing the remaster this year any good, or did they just give it to the lowest bidder and tell them to speedrun making a massive game to get money quicker? Quite literally, the Call of Duty cycle. Who's doing the Call of Duty this year? Are they the good one or the bad one? Now we're getting that in Tales of all things. Strange time we live in. That actually happened with the Mortal Kombat port as well. The Legacy Collection, I've heard nothing but issues with that, and like they're literally just ROMs in an emulator, but they're worse than running it in the emulator. It's like, well, how do you expect anybody to want to buy that? A phone can run those games. Gotta put in more effort than that. It charged like 50 bucks. And you can go find the ROMs online and hook up a controller to the phone you already have and play them with less input lag. They're out of their minds.
よし、まだいける。
Alvy, did you like the title? I summoned your spirits with the title, because that's basically what this remaster is. that's pretty much what it is. Something that does not need to exist. No, it's a combination of various re-releases, like the director's cut. There's like countless games, like Resident Evil have done that. I should have put special edition in there as well. Special edition. I put Kiwami in there and EX plus A. That's probably the most niche one. I don't know, many people remember EX plus Alpha. I just threw that in there to make it more ridiculous, given how ridiculous the fact that this game needs a remaster to begin with is pretty crazy. Complete edition. I'll use that for the next stream title because that is that's a meme. The complete edition for Dynasty Warriors 8 that they have on all the platforms except this one, the Switch, is not complete. It still has like $100+ of DLC. It's like it's not complete. They're lying to people by saying that. That's why I made that video for the Switch version of Dynasty Warriors 8. Like, I was shocked. It actually did have everything. How does that happen, man? Because that actually had everything in that version for like $40, which for that amount of content is a more than fair price. That's actually probably a little bit less than they could charge, but the one that's on the other platform says complete, and it's not complete, so I gotta put that in the next one. Straight up lie. It's not complete. It's complete, why does it have like $100 DLC still? That's not what I think of when I think of complete. Speaking of which, I heard Show Anarchy got a collection of the 2 PC Engine games on Steam today, and it's like $45. It's only the 2 PC Engine games. I don't know what it is with the people that get the rights to these shmups, but they charge the most ridiculous prices. Like, nobody's going to buy that. I'm already not going to buy it because it's Show Anarchy. It's very weird, excessively Japanese type of shmup. Not in the way that people want. There's no waifus in it. It's all muscle-clad men, and they think that they can charge $45 for 2 games. Is insanity. I was looking at that. Earlier. I'm like, that doesn't really seem like it's worth that much. You can get a bunch of authentic Japanese shmups on sale for like way less than that. That's a big ask. $45 for two shmups. Like, nobody with the most hardcore is gonna pay that much money. It's like when they put out Sonic Wings Reunion, and it looks like a cheap indie game. I mean, it basically is, but it's like a full $60 for that. You can get Ikaruga for $5, like, constantly. It's always on sale. Who's gonna buy that, man? I noticed they put Sonic Wings Reunion on Switch recently, and the price got cut in half. Somebody on their team came to their senses and realized the fact that it's both a shmup and looks really bad. It looks like a medium-end Dreamcast game. Charging $60 for that was dumb. They came to their senses somehow. Okay, I don't need to be a business major to tell you don't charge $60 for a shmup unless it's like a collection of top-tier games or you have an insane amount of extra content, but that's not what these last couple have had. Nowhere near. Oh, so I do need his coin to get these. Well, if Heartsar is the next remaster, that would be a net positive. It almost forgives them for what they're doing right now, this unnecessary Berseria remaster. That would be pretty awesome, actually. if they brought that back and they had it running at like 120 FPS and they had like some minor quality of life, I would pay $40 for that. I've already bought that game twice, but I would pay $40 for that. Easy. It's a really good game. It's mostly held back by the platform that it was on, and just the 30 FPS cap didn't help it. The fact that like nobody played it because it was on a platform that nobody uses. It also came out like right around the time that the localization came out. Right around the time that the Vita was pretty much on its last legs. That was around the time of the Borderlands 2 fiasco, where they tried to port that game to the Vita and it barely works. And they got in a bunch of trouble for selling something that barely functions. Yeah, that was not a good time to be a Vita bro. They kept trying to patch it, but there just wasn't anything that they could have done. They should not have entertained the idea of putting that on the Vita in the first place, but they were trying to do a Hail Mary to get people to buy the Vita, and it was like, it didn't work. Word got out pretty quick that it was a garbage port. It didn't take long. I remember the videos of it crashing constantly.
指揮を取ります。攻撃陣形。やっやっやっやっ僕だと
油断したな。
観念してください。
調子に乗りやがって明日だこら。敵に思い知らせてやれ。
終敵陣形。ボール。あなたシューピースの仲間。負けられません。
行けろクソども。クソ俺のバカ野郎。
シューピーさんの仲間だ。
まずいぞ。
It's pretty crazy I'm already done with Zelda. I've been playing this more than Zelda. Zelda post-game was very disappointing. I hope that that patch moves mountains, because that game is not worth $70. I don't think under any kind of justification you had for wanting to buy it. Even story-wise, people have been disappointed with it, but gameplay, especially, it's really lacking. As soon as I saw I had to do a bunch of gacha game busy work quests to get 100%, I hopped off it quick. I kind of regret buying it, but at the same time, I could be more thorough with the Muso on Switch 2 video, which has been indefinitely postponed. I was going to do it last week, but then I saw that the Switch 2 version for this was coming out this week, so I just wanted to be more thorough. It's not really ever going to be a complete thorough video anyway, because I'm still missing a bunch of them, and they're not on sale currently, and I'm sure as hell not taking donations or something dumb like that, because the only ones I'm missing are the ones that aren't available in English, so most people really aren't going to care. But yeah, that video, that's kind of why I'm doing this right now, for anybody who's aware. I mean, I've had this game on PC for half a decade now, but I'm trying to get a file ready for this for the video. So I can at least show, like, maybe like a mid-game map with the Switch 2 version, and then do a video showing footage of this version, and then like the PC version, and compare them. But to do that, I have to make a file, so that's kind of why I'm playing through this game again. But there is a bunch of content I didn't really do. The last patch, I didn't really play that much. I just had too many other games. But yeah, this is basically all prep time. I know people have really wanted that video. It's kind of unfortunate I've had to keep pushing it back, but at least it's going to be more thorough and higher effort. I have pretty much every game I can manage. I'm missing Spirit of Sanada and 8 Empires, but those games are in Japanese only, so I don't know how many people are really gonna care. I am curious how Spirit of Sanada runs, but it's not on sale right now. If they put it up around Christmas and I have the money, I might make a little quick video for that, but I want to keep pushing it back. Muso on Switch is pretty hot right now, so might be a good idea to get it out sooner than later. So depending on when the Switch 2 edition releases, there may not be too many streams tomorrow, because I'll probably be working on that. It's going to take commentating it, and then, you know, editing it. Editing should be pretty minimal. Mostly, just splicing the clips together. Edit out all the load times and stuff to make it flow quicker. It's probably going to take a decent chunk of tomorrow, so try to make it up to you guys today with a midday stream.
さんの仲間だ。
It's supposed to come out on the 21st. I don't know if they mean Japan 21st or Burgerland 21st. I think it's Japan 21st. I'll check the New Zealand eShop again after I close the stream. See if they have it.
やった。のか。
Thing is, I don't know if it counts as the same region. It has to count as the same region as the US one. Otherwise, the game is going to ask you to buy the game again, which I'm sure as hell not doing. I am definitely not doing that. If I had the money, I would not do that. Wow, Zelda Musou was pretty disappointing. I hope it's going to be like Abyss, where the, you know, it doesn't have paid DLC, but the free updates, like, actually add a lot to it, because the end game was very disappointing and hollow. So, we'll see. It's been out for almost 2 weeks now, so I'm going to assume, like, maybe, sometime next month, they'll put out the free update for it. It sure needs it. いつまでも好きにはさせねえ。来ません。僕は海兵ですから。射撃陣形。潮時だよい。やったのか。信じられない。なんだ、できるじゃねえか。コケにしやがって。たっぷり味わえ。 集敵陣形。 Alright, folks, I think I'm going to go to the store and grab some snacks for tonight. I'm running low on munchies. And go to the health food store and grab some snacks. Grab a vitamin water or something to drink. I'll probably come back tonight, because I still need to get this file in a little bit better condition for this this big video I'm doing. I don't know how much it will really matter. I don't think peon count in this game really increases as you get farther. I think I put about 10 hours into this already. It's probably more than enough, but I figure if I'm going to be doing it, I might as well stream it. So, I'm going to go ahead and hop off for a little bit, take a break, touch grass, get some food, and come back and we'll probably do some more of this. For those of you who are watching that are dedicated, I'll give you a bit of a spoiler for the Musou video. So basically, Orochi 3 and 4 are capped 30. So before they, well, the Orochi 3 didn't really drop frames that much, but like I said, it's hard coded at 30, so it doesn't run any better. Now we have the definitive edition of this on Steam, so you can just play this on Steam Deck. Same thing with this. In terms of exclusives, Hyrule Warriors was made uncapped, so it runs at 60 locked like all the time because this game ran like garbage on the Switch. When you played in docked, it was like sub 30 FPS because it was trying to run at 1080p native. And then when you were actually no, when you were portable, it was like that. When you were docked, it was 1080 60, but it was mostly in the 40s. So this is a straight upgrade. Fire Emblem Warriors is a bit of a unique case because basically this game had a performance mode built in, but it only works when it's docked, and it looks pretty bad because it's down to 720. But yeah, I did test this out a couple streams ago, like last week, and it does run pretty well. 8 Extreme Legends Definitive Edition, like I said, this is actually definitive. It's not like that complete one that they're selling on Steam that doesn't have everything. This actually does have everything. Now, granted, with the mod to remove the affinity system, I think that this loses a bit of value, but it does run at, like, lock 60 now. Pirate Warriors 3 and 4, same thing. The verdict's out on the Switch 2 edition. I tried my best to get that for this stream, but my hands are tied until they put out the update. 4DX runs lock 60, but again, just like this, it's in full Japanese, so it's up to you if you want to buy that. I think on sale it's pretty cheap, but it actually does run better than the Steam Deck version of DX, which we got like last year. I think it was like late last year. They shadow dropped this on Steam, but for the purpose of portability, it actually runs pretty bad because they like change the lighting, and the Steam Deck can't handle it. So if you can put up with a little bit of Japanese, point your phone at the screen. This is actually pretty good. Three Hopes is like lock 60 at all times. Age of Calamity is hard coded at 30, so you'll get a lock 30, but it's still gonna look pretty bad. And then Age of Imprisonment was kind of them catfishing people because they said that it was 60. If you're playing it properly, it's like running around 30 to 40 almost all the time. And due to how the game works, it's not a hard game to play at a high level. I think any of the other, most of the other games in here are harder to play at a higher level than this. It did drop frames a lot, but they already moved the goalpost, right? The Switch 3 will run the game perfect. Maybe it'll have an actual end game by that point. Anyway, let me check one more time, and then I'm going to go hop off for now. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not here. Let's see. It doesn't even appear in here. That's crazy. Well, if any of you manage to find a store that's selling it, it will increase the chances of me coming back. Otherwise, I got a little bit of sponsorship homework to do. So next stream will probably be Rebel Engine, because I need to get the sponsorship done for that. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks for watching. Should probably charge my controller while I'm out touching grass anyway, because it's going to get quite a bit of use. Got to record like minimum an hour amount of footage. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will be back in the near future. See you later.